today we're going to be covering Lurk decks. Welcome to my channel. My name is Digital Halo, and I'll be covering Legends of Runeterra content and any other game I'll be playing at the time. So if you like that sort of stuff, please subscribe. I'm a new channel, so comment on other things you want me to play or things I could be doing better in the videos. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so we're going to be talking about the Lurk deck. Rek'Sai, Pyke, and a bunch of little lurkers that become huge and end the opponent, right? We all know what it is. It's been around for a while now. And it works off of this mechanic. Even spells can have the mechanic. It says, when you attack while I'm on top of your deck, I lurk, granting lurker allies +1. A big misconception with this deck is you have to attack with the lurker to get the lurk proc. That's not true. You can attack with non-lurkers and still get the lurk proc. So, what are the champions we're going to be using in this deck? We're going to be using Rek'Sai, who can proc lurk twice. So what does he do? When I lurk or attack, so when he's on top of your deck, or when he's attacking, grant lurker allies everywhere +1. So if he's on top of your deck, you're granting all your allies +1 2 times. If you're attacking with him, he grants +1, and if you have a lurker on top of your deck, he grants another +1, or the lurker grants another +1. But he goes away at the end of your turn if you don't have 10+ power while you're attacking. Remember that you can summon him with 8 attack, and if you attack with him, and there's a lurker on top of your deck already, you can level him up while attacking. So you don't have to play him leveled. You can attack and level him up. And he's really good because he refreshes your hand. Not that you'll really need it if you play him leveled, right? Because he's your game ender. He has Overwhelm and like 11 attack or 10 attack. You're not going to lose with that. But he does refresh your hand. He gives you 3 random lurkers in your hand, which is huge. You don't have much card draw in this deck, so you can use that to replenish your hand. It's really helpful. Next, we have Pyke. This guy's awesome. When he lurks, when he's the top card in your deck, he turns into Death from Below. Basically, what he does is he does however much attack he has as damage, and then he summons himself for 4 mana. That's a fantastic card, right? Usually you don't get to level him because he's a high priority threat for your opponent to take out. But he does have quick attack, so if they don't take him out, if they don't have much interaction in the deck, you can really do some damage with him. He levels up and just kills everything on their board because he strikes everything. To level him up, you have to do 15 damage with him. That's kind of hard, but maybe you can do it. Usually he's just there to intercept spells so other creatures don't die because he's a high priority threat. When you're lurking, if you can pick the top card in your deck, and there's a couple ways to do that in this deck, you want Rek'Sai on top of your deck most of the time. If you need a lot of clear, you might want Pyke on top of your deck rather than Rek'Sai. So if you see either of them in a predict, maybe you want to pick Pyke over Rek'Sai. But most of the time, you want Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is fantastic because he gives 2 procs a lurk for being on top of your deck. Great scaling, right? Let's talk about the other cards in the deck and maybe a good opening hand, right? So the other cards in the deck are Bloodbait, which is a fantastic card when you're on like turn 3 or attacking. What it does is make sure there's a lurker on top of your deck, so it makes sure a Snapjaw Swarm is on top of your deck, and it gives you a free lurk proc because Snapjaw is on top of your deck. And next turn, you can play Snapjaw to get another lurk proc when it's not even your attack. That's crazy. This is fantastic card. And just a quick tip with Snapjaw, even if it's going to die, still play it. You're using it for the lurk proc. You're not using it for anything else. Think of it as a 2 mana, get a lurk proc. Don't think of it as a value card that you're trying to generate value and trying to clear one of your opponent's cards with. That's not going to serve you well. Just a 2 mana, gain lurk. Next, you have Forsaken Pyke. This is a card you want in your opening hand because if you mulligan him, he's a 1 cost without Lurk, and if he ends up on top of your deck, he messes up your Lurk proc. So it's really useful because on turn 1, especially if you have the attack token, you can pick who's on top of your deck. So let's say you pick Rek'Sai and you attack in with this guy. Even if he's going to die, just attack in with him because you get 2 procs of Lurk on turn 1, even if you don't have a Lurker. You can attack with him and get the Rek'Sai proc for being on top of for Rek'Sai being on top of your deck, and the Lurk proc. Really cool card. You want this in your opening hand. Sharkling is just a 1/2 with Lurk. It really gets pretty big later on in the game, so you can summon him as like a 7/2 for 1 mana. Huge in late game scenarios. We have Rek'Sai Hatchling. He has Fearsome, and just like Sharkling, he can get really big and you can summon him for 1 mana later in the game. You want to keep these cards in your opening hand as well, because lower cost creatures in your opening hand is really, really helpful. Another card you want to keep in your opening hand is Chronomancer. She predicts, which means you can put Rek'Sai or Pyke on top of your deck and then attack, which will result in you getting the Lurk proc as well as Rek'Sai or Pyke's effect as well. Call of the Pack is an interesting card. It's the only card that gives you card draw or more cards in your hand, right? It's 2 mana, get 2 random Lurkers in your hand. But the really cool thing about this card is it lets you take 1 card in your hand and put it on top of your deck. So if you have Rek'Sai on top of your deck, right? If you have him in your hand, you're not going to play him before he has 10 attack anyway most of the time. So you can put him on top of your deck, gain the 2 Lurk procs from him being on top of your deck, and gain 2 Lurkers, 2 random Lurkers by playing this card. So really good card, especially if you have Rek'Sai or Pyke to pair up with it. The Redfin Hammersnout is one of the few interactions you have in the game. If you see a Samira or a high priority threat early, you want to clear it, and this is the way you do it. You really don't have many other ways to do it in the deck. Swarm, Snapjaw Swarm. I told you about this card already. You should be looking at it like it's a 2 mana gain a Lurk proc. It does nothing else for you. It's not meant to generate value. Use it even if you think it's gonna die. Alright? In most cases. Like 99% of cases. We talked about Rek'Sai, fantastic card. He's a game ender. A Lurker with Predict. The Caller is a really cool card. And what he does is predict. So you can, again, put Rek'Sai or Pyke on top of your deck and gain those effects, as well as attacking in with him. He's usually like a 5/3 or a 4/3 when you summon him. So he's already higher value for a 3 mana card. You get like a 4/3 plus predict plus, Rek'Sai or Pyke's predict. Fantastic card. Pyke, we talked about him. Really good to have on top of your deck. Blood in the Water is another game-ending card, just like the Under Titan and this other Overwhelm card we have, as well as Rek'Sai. Those are your big game enders, right? I mean, let's be real. Any card in this deck can be a game ender. The Hatchling can be a game ender. The Redfin can be a game ender just because they have so much attack once you're on like turn 6, turn 7. But the real like Overwhelm having game enders are Rek'Sai, Under Titan, and this Rek'Sai Boyo here, who has Overwhelm. Blood in the Water is if you want to attack on a turn you don't have the attack token, or if they don't have any more blockers and you can just end, you want to play this card. It's really helpful, plus it has Lurk, so you don't have to worry about it being a spell without Lurk, right? But it's just there to end the game. You're not using it for many other purposes. The Under Titan gets Spell Shield, Fearsome, and Overwhelm if he has 8 power. Usually when you summon it on turn 5, he's not going to have 8 power. But if it's like a turn 7, turn 8 summon, he's going to have Overwhelm. He's going to have Spell Shield. So, really good card to end with, as well as the Undertaker. Or Dune Breaker. I don't know why I've been calling him Undertaker. Dune Breaker, hammer him down with Overwhelm, and really good for what he is. He's like a 6 mana, 7/5 usually when you summon him with Overwhelm. We talked about the opening hand. You keep your non-lurkers in your opening hand because they're cheap and you don't want them messing up your lurk procs in the future by being on top of your deck. These are really good cards to attack with for free or defend with because they don't really impact your game plan all that much. So they're just fodder. And I'm going to take this into ranked. If you like this sort of content, please like, subscribe. If you have any tips for me, comment that for me. I really am trying to grow this channel. I'd appreciate any help on that front. Alright, let's take it into another rank game. The issue with Lurk is it has no interaction. Apart from Redfin, which is a really good 2-drop, but your opponents can be super brave when they're attacking you because, let's be real, they know you have nothing in your hand that'll stop you. They know you have nothing in your hand that will stop them from attacking you. We're going to take out the big card and keep the little ones. We have our one interaction card and Rek'Sai. We might be able to use Redfin on Samira by baiting Samira out with Rek'Sai Hatchling. Okay, he threw away most of his hand. Gonna play the Hatchling and the Chronomancer. Hopefully we can get a Pyke on top of the... No, we can't get a Pyke on top of the deck.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Icathia. It can be undone.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Icathia. Alright, let's get our Lurk proc and our free damage. He's gonna challenge away my poor Rek'Sai Hatchling. 'Tis but a hatchling. Do I... No, what? I'll take the free pass. I'm gonna go ahead and put Rek'Sai on top of my deck and attack. Get that free attack in. At the very least, get free 4 damage.
Steel's too good for you.
In theory, we can go in and attack again if he doesn't summon anything.
No need to make a name for myself, just an impression.
Let's go ahead and give it vulnerable so we don't waste mana. We had 5 mana, now we have 3. We can bank that. Okay, which one is he gonna kill? Of course, that doesn't matter because his stat line gets replaced by Sharkling here. Another Sharkling. So what I'm thinking about is, will I have enough mana next turn to use Blood in the Water and attack him again? And I will, because I have 5 mana next turn coming in, plus I'll have 1 mana in the bank, which will let me use Bloodbait. If he plays something this turn, I'm going to go ahead and Blood in the Water. Looks like he isn't going to play anything this turn.
No problem.
Want to show you something?
No problem. Okay. Now we play the Caller. I'll take Call of the Pack. Call of the Pack puts Rek'Sai back on top, gets us more cards in hand. that are actually useful. Sure. Gonna go ahead and use Call of the Pack on Rek'Sai, obviously. And we're gonna do an interesting attack here. I don't want him to use his burst speed flare, do damage to my Nexus, and then buff Samira. So I'm not gonna put her here because she might be able to have 3 health this turn because she can turn into a 4/3. I'm not gonna put him here because I don't want him to do 1 damage and just take me out. I'm gonna put him here, even though this is my highest value minion and should be doing the most damage to his face. I don't care. I want Samira to die. I don't want her to kill any more of my creatures free. Plus, the hatchling gets to attack him for free anyway, because it has Fearsome. Cool. He's probably going to ping that away. He has to. That's too much damage. Can't take that. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to put Sharkling down and use Blood in the Water. If he uses all his mana, it will be a good move. If not, I'm just going to put Doomebreaker. And next turn, I can use both Rek'Sai and Blood in the Water because I'll have 8 mana. Right now I have Xerxai Doomebreaker that's going to take up 6 mana. And Rek'Sai's coming in with, which will take me 3 mana plus 5 mana here. And I'll have 7 mana next turn plus 1 mana banked after I play this. So we should be solid. We should win next turn. Unless he surrendered now. I think he just rage quit. Okay, he didn't rage quit. That's cool. That's cool.
Good steel and a good future.
Ooh, I'm getting ready to play Blood in the Water this turn. It could be getting spicy this turn. Does he waste 2 more mana? Because if he does, it's game over. I'm going for the end this turn. If he has something to stop me, cool. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We win. Let's go. It's like a 7-minute game. Quick climbs with this deck. Alright, let's get another rank game going with Lurk. Interesting game last game. Still got the win though. Alawi Swain. We really need Redfin in our hand to take out either the Tentacles or Swain or Alawi. Those are our priority targets. And the bad thing about that is they all have a lot of health and we don't really have any kill spells in this deck. It's going to be a bit of an issue. Okay. So how we're going to play this is we're going to play Sharkling first and next turn play Pyke. The reason is we don't attack this turn, so playing and getting a predict off this turn makes no difference. Next turn, if we predict and get Rek'Sai on top of our deck, or preferably Pyke on top of our deck, it could make a lot of difference. Not Pyke. Not Rek'Sai. I'm going for the shark. I want as many creatures as I can to defend against his big boys that he's going to be playing. His tentacles. Alright. That's okay. No biggie. It's one of our small Lurk creatures. We still got our Lurk proc. It's not like he killed both our creatures. Okay, it is like he killed both our creatures, but we still got our attack off. I'm okay with that. I don't usually see that card in this deck. That's interesting. Do we dare play Sharkling again? I dare. I dare. I'm gonna go ahead and play Pyke or Chronomancer. Ooh, the Red Fin. He has a ton of mana. Good lord. Okay, well, I still get my Lurk proc off. And Red Fin on top of our deck. I don't really care, I suppose. A lot of clear, this guy. Okay.
Master your demons.
Rek'Sai. Okay, I don't know how to say that. I thought they were all called Rek'Sai. The Undertitan's good. It'll block Homeboy over here. Okay, it won't block Homeboy over there. That's not a good thing.
Or perish.
He's gonna deal 6 damage to us
For Noxus.
and get real close to leveling up. He only needs 2 to level up. We're gonna do the Hammer Snout. Yeah, we're still gonna do the Hammer Snout. We really need to get rid of him because he's gonna start stunning us. And hopefully we can get Rek'Sai from this predict. Okay,
Fire above all.
that's a toughie.
Surge
Okay, in that case, here's to hoping we do get a Lurk, but that's not Rek'Sai. I'm gonna go ahead and use Call of the Pack to hopefully summon, to get a low cost Lurker in our hand. So we can use the Red Fin on the Watchful Idol, and that's what I'm planning to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and play the Sharkling as well.
See what I've learned?
Gonna go put that here and here and get our Lurk proc, do some damage, and reset his tentacle. That's huge. He's gonna have 1 on his tentacle, and hopefully he can't do face damage to us, because then he's gonna stun our big boy again. But we have 2 more big boys coming in each turn. We have 2 Dune Breakers. Alright, let's go and play him. The Undertitan's really good at blocking Swain because he does not have enough attack to go through him. He got lucky. Got lucky. But that's okay.
Noxus.
He'll have to stun us again. If he can stun us again, oh god, he can clear the entire board. I guess he's still going to attack in with Swain and clear the other cards we have. we're kind of forced to do this. It's fine.
Such little
It's fine, really.
My word.
I'm gonna play Rek'Sai next turn and try to put the smack down on him. I want the one with the guaranteed overwhelm.
Noxians are not the monsters they make us out to be.
I like that. I like that a lot. Can't really stop him. Is he gonna take 7 to the dome?
Listen.
He takes 2. Okay, that's huge. We don't like Lord Broadmane. He kills our deck. Damn it! Okay, it's okay. We still have a big boy. We have no threats to worry about because whatever he summons, we have an answer for. The Under Titan is a thick lad. He's a 6/6 for 5 mana and he's about to get Spell Shield. Hopefully. Ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy, boys. Okay. Oh my lord. He's doing 4 to the dome. Let's go ahead and... He takes it! Okay. Okay. This could be it. If we have Rek'Sai on top of our deck now, this could be it. Alright. Please, Rek'Sai. Does he have anything to do 1 damage to us? Does he have... Okay. We might be winning with blood in the water to the dome. Okay, fine. Okay. That's the lack of interaction you get with this deck. It's okay. Let's take this deck into ranked. The good thing about this deck is it plays fast and you can get a lot of games in the same time you'd get like 1 game of set karma. It's a faster deck. And if you pilot it, you could even have the same win rate. So we want to take our 2 low-cost cards and dump the rest. This is going to be really helpful for Fizz or Samira because we don't really have a way to take that out. We attack first, so we play the Forsaken Pyke and get the Swarm. So we can have a Lurk next turn. Uh-oh.
There's plenty of killing.
We still attack. We need the Lurk proc.
The dead don't need riches.
And we play Swarm and attack again. And there is no Lurk proc. That makes me sad. Alrighty. Ooh, we have something for hammers now. I'm going to go ahead and play the Pyke instead of the Bloodbait. And I also think I'm going to go for Pyke instead of Rek'Sai in this matchup. Just in case they draw into a Samira, I want an answer. I don't want Samira to start leveling up and getting big. Alrighty. So far so good. We're doing alright. That makes me sad. I just took one out.
Wanna see a trick?
That's not good. We're gonna bank some mana. Ooh, powder kegs. Powder monkeys. It's a lot of free damage. Let's go ahead and play the Romancer. We want to end the game quick, so I want an Overwhelm? I do want an Overwhelm.
When we look ahead, we know how to prepare.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack in with something he can't block. That's cool. That's cool with me. I'm also gonna go ahead and play Bloodbait because I want to attack next turn. I don't really need that 6-drop. Alright, now we know he has a spell in hand as well.
Excel at making heads turn and roll.
We know what the other card is, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill Samira. Happily. We know he has 5 damage in hand.
Fresh to death.
Because of this, and this equals 5 damage. I really need more cards, so I might actually forego trying to get a Lurk proc to just get more cards so I can overwhelm him. He has Lurkers. Ooh. And whatever card he put on top of his deck, we know he doesn't like. And we also know these two are... We also know these two cards. He's giving it Challenger. Interesting. I think he's going to try to take out Pyke. Okay, in that case, I want more Lurkers of my own. Perfect. Perfect. So he's going to play his Lurkers now. I'm going to play mine. Alright. He knows that's consistent damage for him, so I don't because I don't have a way to take that out. That's really bad for me, because that's a really good blocker. I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'm hoping Pyke is on top again. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. We're both kind of handicapped. We know that's a Lurker as well. Oh, gosh, this is tough. Alright, I'm gonna go get my Lurk proc here. He's defending. We know one of these is a Lurker still. I'm gonna go ahead and summon my big boyo. And turn. He has to defend this turn. I'm going to go and play this as well. Because whatever he plays, he has to defend with. It's the collar, it is.
It can be undone.
You don't really get attrition wins with this deck, but this is a weird game and we got an attrition win. I hope that was a good overview of how to play the deck. We mulliganed the right way, and we got Pyke. We chose to get Pyke, which helped us win the game. So, thanks for watching, and if you like this sort of content, please subscribe.